The following podcast is for adults, not children. So get those fucking assholes out of the room, because they gotta leave.
There's one fear above all else that every human probably has or has had. It's the fear of death. It's the fear of death. Episode 57. This is Two Guys, One Garage. As always, you're in the company of David,
Phil,
and we're going to talk about the fear of death. Scared to die, Phil?
Yeah, definitely. Shit scared.
Shit scared.
Went through a stage of being absolutely terrified as a kid, like 12. I think I mentioned it on here before, like just when it hits you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what if you don't experience anything ever again?
Mm-hmm.
And then I start to not really give a shit as much and think like, well, fuck it, that's just the reality. Everything that lives, dies.
Yep.
Everything that dies has lived. And I wasn't too like bummed out about it, but now, knowing that I'm now an important fucking character in somebody's life, in an upcoming life, i.e. little baby boy, now it's like, oh shit, I hope nothing happens to me. I'm skitzing out these days. I'm like, I get random pains from like working out, and I'm like, fuck, what if that's like a blood clot and it can't to my heart and I die? And my son grows up without a dad.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking shit scared of dying now, just for my son. So I'm terrified of it. Yeah.
Well, that's a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
It's not anything selfish. I mean, I suppose the fear of death, you're allowed to be a bit selfish, but that's sort of like that's because you've got a child coming into the world, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like totally changed my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've got a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
It's also weird to think that like, oh, that thing that I've created is going to die. I've created a death.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. You've made something destined to die.
Yeah, you give something a death sentence by creating it.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the only
drawbacks to having a child. You got to kill him, and you've got to kill him.
Yeah, you got to kill your
Sacrifice
child.
them to the god.
That's one of the only sureties in life, though, isn't it? Death. You're definitely going to die.
Right.
You can't not die.
That's a fact. That's a total fact.
It's going to happen. You're going to die.
It's pretty much the only thing that you can be 100% certain of.
Yeah.
Yet, we're all fucking terrified of it.
Yeah, everybody's scared to die, but everybody is going to die.
It's weird, isn't it? Like,
so we should all come to terms with the fact that yes, we're going to die, but it's not just you that's going to die. Oh, poor you. We're all going to die. We're going to die. You're going to die.
Maybe
everybody's going to die.
Maybe it's the you know how your body just doesn't want to die. Obviously, like your body does its best to keep itself alive through all the mini processes that go on, like with your immune system and everything. Your body is constantly working to keep you alive. Like, right, let's make sure the lungs are fucking breathing. Let's make sure the metabolism is revved up. Let's make sure food is digesting, and let's make sure proteins are creating new cells and whatever the hell happens there. But then we're all fucking like, and then maybe that like transmits into the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe we feel that in our minds subconsciously because our bodies don't want to die. So maybe that makes us as conscious beings feel like, oh, well, my body doesn't want to die, so therefore I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Since they're both like linked. Because like you think of humans being the only creature that like truly skitzes about dying, but animals obviously like their bodies do, and if they had minds that were capable of conceiving like big concepts like we are, then they would probably be the same. They'd probably be like, fuck, I don't want to die, man. I got a fucking little, I don't know, I got a school of fish to raise here. I can't go off dying.
I can't die yet. You can't kill me. What do you believe death is?
What it looks like, what it appears to be, is like just a recycling process. Everything, so far as we know, is impermanent. Everything. Nothing seems to last forever, at least from what we've like recorded. And if something's had a beginning, i.e. the universe, it's fair to assume that it would have an end. You know, because everything else we experience that has a beginning has an end. And what it seems like the universe does is it just funnels like matter in the different zones and takes it apart and spreads it out, and then that becomes new shit. And
so reincarnation, do you think it's possible?
Yeah.
So you think that it's possible for you for you to somehow come back, however many years down the line, or even seconds, I guess, because if we're all made of stardust and the universe is just a giant living entity of sorts, maybe you will just snap back into consciousness in another form, whether you come back as another human from a different continent. You might come back as somebody from Costa Rica, or I don't know, maybe you'll come back as some sort of funnel web spider, maybe you'll come back as an owl, maybe you'll come back as a blade of grass. Well, not a blade, but a shoot of grass. Maybe the universe will bring you back in some sort of different matter, not the matter that you're necessarily as now in your human spacesuit, which is Phil. You could come back as anything. The universe will just put whatever energy was in you somewhere else. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Do you think that's possible? You believe in reincarnation, so is that sort of, is that along the lines of what you believe, or do you believe it in a slightly different way?
I would believe it more in a different dimension sense. So okay. I would whereas the physical elements that make you up disperse and reassemble over the whole span of the universe's life. Like an exploding star, that shit reassembles into me. Over time, things come together.
Yeah.
But I think for the mind, or for your soul is effectively what you're talking about, isn't it? The idea that we'll have this separate part of it that isn't just the body. Mm-hmm. Then I feel if that was going to continue and reincarnate, then it would be reincarnating in a dimension outside of this physical material universe.
Yeah, good point.
But that coexists with it. It coexists with this physical universe, but it doesn't it's not bound by it. It's not stuck to it.
Yeah.
But obviously that's really convenient to think that.
Yeah, it's very convenient to think of that. So this podcast has sort of been recorded and discussed on the back of some comments we had from Lisa.
Yeah.
She was basically saying to you, what was she saying? She was
that she has got this. She's really into the fear of death at the minute.
Yeah.
The phrase it terribly, but do you know what I mean? It's morbid. It's morbid curiosity, isn't it? It's fascinating. It's scary.
Yeah. I remember the first time I thought of death, and it actually hit me. It was on a school bus. I was going to school. I was talking about death to a friend, Andrew, and it just hit us. I was like, how the hell can we go from being alive and conscious to all of a sudden nothing? How does nothing exist? How do we go from this to eternal darkness? And that was kind of scary. That freaked us out as a teenager, just thinking about that idea, that concept, thinking, oh shit, what if we do just black out and then never wake up, and we're never aware again? What does that feel like? Does that feel like anything?
It's a fucking horrible possibility, isn't it?
Yeah, just
that's the worst.
Lights out.
That's the worst case scenario for me. A lot of atheists they're not asked by that at all. But I think, what the fuck? That's the most depressing outlook possible.
Yeah, but to their credit, once it happens, you're not aware of anything. Mm-hmm. So whatever came before is now void.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter anymore. You're not aware of anything. Yeah. So it's just oh well, there's another light extinguished. Who's next?
Yeah, and from that perspective, we are just physical elements that have joined together.
Yeah.
Somehow, in that formation, creates a fucking human with human consciousness.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of fucked up that way of looking at it, I reckon. I can
see why
it makes more sense.
It does.
From what we can observe and from what we can test, that the atheist perspective makes the most rational sense. But you've got to think, well, there's so much we don't know. You just got to assume that there's so much about reality that humans just don't know yet. We're not, you know what I mean? But we've only been here for 100,000 years as anatomically modern humans. What the fuck do humans end up figuring out in another 100,000 years? If we're survive that long, So you got to assume that we really are limited in our knowledge of what the fuck is actually going on.
Yeah, well, some people that say that they've survived death, they've died for a few seconds, a few minutes, and then came back, say that they have these visions, these
near-death experience,
hallucinations. Yeah, but that could just be a release of dopamine in the brain, surely.
DMT.
It could just be DMT. Yeah, it's like maybe it's nature's way of saying, okay, yep, you're done. Before you die, you're getting one last blast of excitement, and then it's lights out.
But maybe it's that, like DMT, maybe it's that release at the point of death is what helps carry you over into the next realm, the next world. So maybe because your brain, the physical part of you, when that's starting to die off, maybe it's the bridge between going from your body and into the next world. Maybe it's the bridge is the DMT experience.
Yeah.
And you go into it physically because of the release of DMT in your brain, but then stay in that, like, but then you get like more, like, coaxed more into the actual DMT world as you're splitting away from the body, which is dying, and then your consciousness is just like zipped. Like, right, I know it's fully taking place, and fuck, the DMT realm is the real realm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These machine elves. Like, maybe, oh, fuck, he's all real shit. Fuck.
Ah!
And now I'm one of them. To go and talk to somebody someone that's having a trip. Imagine that, like, that's what you become, just this all-knowing, well, maybe it's not all-knowing, but like a super intelligent creature, or entity rather, that is then contactable by people doing mushrooms on Earth.
Yeah, we're just sort of plugged into the Matrix. Yeah, it's like the operator with the phones.
Yeah.
Except we get in touch with that DMT operator by eating mushrooms. Whoa!
Yeah.
You know, so maybe it's all speculation. Maybe that's entirely possible, because nobody can say for sure if it's not. Nobody can say you are absolutely wrong. How dare you? Because they don't know. Nobody's journeyed into the death realm. All right, Johnny, I'm going in. You know, it's impossible.
Anyone's like been dead for 50 years and then
come back. Well, that was fun.
You know, these people that are like cryogenically frozen.
Yeah.
The first group of people that have done that, by the way, I think they're fucked.
Are they?
Because the way in which they did it, like, the technology wasn't there to actually be able to preserve them in a way where they could bring them back in the future. But,
oh, right, shit.
But
bummer for them.
Whoops.
Oh, sorry, guys.
But we did still promise you cryogenic freezing, which we did carry out. But yeah, like, say there's people who are like frozen now cryogenically that have died within the last 10 years, I would imagine, and then, you know, to a better standard though. And then imagine if they were brought back to life in 100 years' time. Like, and imagine if they just said, "Now, guys, nout." There was no experience. It literally feels like the lights went out and the lights just went back on in an instant. You're telling us 100 years has passed. That's fucking crazy, because it feels like an instant of time.
That is a scary concept, Phil.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it?
That's horrible.
But categorically, guys, I can say there was no experience of transitioning over from the material universe into the next world. Sorry, shit on that, guys, but there is no God. You'd be like, fuck, why did we bring that arsehole back? Didn't want to know that.
Kill him.
But you would want to know.
Kill them all.
In a sense. Or, the alternative, what the fuck did you bring us back for?
Plug me back in now.
Yeah.
Kill me now, you flack.
But if the consciousness separates from the body, like, totally separates, and you freeze these bodies, maybe they can bring the bodies back, but
not the conscious.
Yeah. Because maybe the consciousness maybe that's snapped. Once death takes place,
you kind of stick that cord.
Yeah.
It's done. That consciousness is detached from that body.
So
whatever comes back will essentially just be a shell. You know, without a soul, essentially. Just like a living, breathing, numb body. Just you know, we brought you back. You paid £25,000 for this. Hello, wake up.
Yeah.
There's no brain activity, sir. You know, there's nothing in there. Could be.
Yeah, that's gonna be amazing, because at some point that's gonna happen. I reckon. At some point it's gonna happen where it'll probably be like a few hundred years in the future. Actually, I've got fucking no idea. But
well, the rate technology is getting better.
Exactly. You just have no idea. But at some point we're probably gonna figure out, like, we inject this fucking whatever the hell solution into this cryogenically frozen body that's been thawed out, and this reignites the metabolism, gets things going again, and we're going to find out what happens to the human mind under these conditions. And then, like, so it's, I reckon that's going to happen. And the question is, what the fuck are the results going to be?
Yeah.
Like, is it going to be nothing, guys, nothing at all, or everything, guys, man?
My God,
it was
no
fucking
idea.
awesome.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's why it's a bit of a curse being fucking born now, because it's like,
there's
so much class stuff. There's so much absolutely amazing knowledge, technology, everything. But it's not the knowledge and the technology that's going to exist a million years in the future.
Well, I don't think we'll be around then, but even 50 years in the future.
I think humans will fucking survive far. Like, I think humans will transcend the planet, like.
You really think that?
I
think humans will survive long enough?
Yeah, I think we will. I think we're so fucking clever. I think if we can just hold on for another
We are the aliens,
100,
man.
200 years, I think if we can just manage to escape a fucking nuclear holocaust, I think humans will live. I think humans will live for as long as the fucking universe exists. I think we're fucking so different to dinosaurs. They weren't doing shit. They weren't fucking like, let's send a rocket to the moon.
Don't speak ill of the dinosaurs. Of the dead.
The dead dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's what we should, instead of freezing people and trying to bring them back, you need to work on bringing back dinosaurs, please, for me.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Jack Horner, the paleontologist, I don't know if you've seen the link I shared on Facebook, he wants to bring back dinosaurs in the next 10 to 15 years. He wants to turn chickens into a possible dinosaur, so he wants to slowly somehow work on changing the chicken DNA and turning it into a dinosaur, a physical dinosaur.
Slowly. So would that not take fucking hundreds?
Well, it would take generations. That's why That's why I said 10 to 15 years. Yeah.
What? That's hardly any time at all.
Yeah, to be honest, he'd probably be dead in about that. He's getting on. So he might be in the other dimension with dinosaurs having
He's probably dying now.
A cool glass of cloudy lemonade.
His mind's probably deteriorating now, and he's just like,
yeah, the guy's losing his mind.
I'm gonna create a dinosaur. I've seen the film Jurassic Park.
I've seen the movie Jurassic Park. I've seen Jurassic World, by the way. Go see it. Check out my review, which will be on before this one. So he hasn't seen it yet, so hence why I'm not even looking at him.
asshole.
I'm sorry, Phil. I can't look at you. Biggest opening weekend of a movie ever. Jurassic World.
Why does that seem to happen with every single film, though? And this has broken more records.
This has broken more, and then this broke more than that one, and then this one.
Oh, and this weekend, every human on the planet went to see
Jurassic World.
fucking that shit one that we saw, the trailer.
Pitch Perfect. Pitch Perfect 2 did really well. It it made so much fucking money. But me and Phil were sat in the cinema when we went to see Avengers, just sat there like, yeah, we're not going to see that.
Yeah.
We just turned to each other. Yeah, won't be sad. I think, Phil, what did you say? I just feel like I've been raped.
Sounds like me.
I don't know if this guy's been raped, but yeah.
It felt a lot like rape.
Let's not talk about rape. People might get upset. Some people can't take a joke.
People might rape.
And that's understandable.
Yeah, listen to the wrong podcast if you were sensitive about that.
So why do you think people are scared of death, Phil? Why do you think?
Because they just don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's the uncertainty, right? It's the unexplained. It's the fear of not knowing what becomes you.
It stems from not knowing what the fuck we are. That's where it stems from. It stems from just not knowing what a human being actually is, what human conscious, what the conscious experience actually is.
The basic question: what is the point of life?
What are you? Where do you come from? We can trace back. Oh well, mum and dad.
Yeah.
I'll trace back fucking these Homo fucking erectus.
Yeah.
All this kind of shit.
Australopithecus.
But to truly ask where we come from, i.e., before the Big Bang, no one fucking knows that.
No one knows, man. No one knows.
Yeah. What happens at the end of the universe? No one fucking knows that. We just don't know shit. But we're clever enough to question. We're clever enough to come up with the questions, but not clever enough to answer them yet. And that's what fucks with your head.
Yeah, it is. It is.
And that's the nature's drive to keep itself going, to keep itself alive.
Adaption.
So if you're part of a creature, which everything is, or rather, if you are a creature where you're designed to keep yourself alive by being able to perceive threats, being able to seek out food, then it's got to affect your conscious experience and make you skitz of death. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
But it seems ridiculous. Something like the raw fact of life is that this life will turn into death. No getting around that. You can cryogenically freeze yourself all you like.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, you're gonna just fucking be gone.
You will be
forever
done
from this state.
Your energy, your state of being, your matter is done.
Yeah.
What about this? You die. Hypothetically, you die, because you will die. But I don't want to. I really don't want to suggest how you might die, just in case it happens.
Just fucking do it.
So, but you've just died, old age.
Don't say car crash or anything fucking realistic like that.
No, you've died of old age. Or you just dead. So you wake up. Holy shit, where am I? You look around you. It's a line of people. Fuck, this place looks like a nightclub. Except it's not a nightclub. It's the gates of heaven, right? Oh. And then there's some big bouncer there. Some big black guy stood on the door. What's your name, buddy? Yeah, Philip Brooks, sir.
Philip James. Might be under Philip James.
I can't see it, mate. I can't see it.
What do you mean you can't see it?
I can't see your name. You're not on the list. You're not getting in, man.
So what list would it be on? If it's not on yours?
His. Pan over. There's Satan there with his horns and his fucking his goat legs. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
You're coming with me. Some of his demons come and get you. Come
it's a South Park fucking devil with like Saddam Hussein that he's shocking.
Oh yes.
I was thinking more of the one off like Legend, the massive Tim Curry with the huge horns. Yes.
Oh no, seen that.
Come over here, Phil. That was me demon voice. Come over here, Phil. Suck my cock. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Do I have to do this or?
It's so big. It's veiny.
So you tell me I don't have God? It's veiny.
God's just stood there. You're disgusting, Philip. That's why you're going to hell. You're sick.
Yeah, you weren't actually going to hell, buddy. But this is the test to see who actually goes to hell. And he didn't even finish his sentence, and you already sucked his cock. You gotta go to hell.
I can't believe some people believe that. I mean, not that idea. That wouldn't happen. But people actually think that I'm going to go to heaven. If I'm bad and I sin, bear in mind, a lot of sins are actually fun. No sex before marriage. Are you kidding me? So people believe that, okay, if you don't behave well as described in the Bible and other religions and religious texts, then you're not going to go and sit by the Lord's side in heaven on the clouds or whatever heaven looks like, sit with your loved ones. Instead, you're going to go down to hell and you're going to stoke the fires for eternity. There's going to be demons shoving big black dildos right up your backside. There's going to be pitchforking you, burning you for eternity. You're going to have demons chewing at your eyeballs and bloody little hobgoblins hanging off your nacky news, trying to fucking cut you up and they're tearing you apart, your skin over heels, and you're constantly being shredded open. Just whatever hell you imagine it to be. Who the fuck came up with that stupid concept? Who came up with that stupid... What a ridiculous thing to think about. As if that could ever exist.
It's either part of a conspiracy to control people into behaving the way you want them to behave, or it's someone that's like taking a look around and going, God, humans can do some fucked up shit to each other. And that dick that did that, he deserves to fucking go to some weird place where he just gets tortured forever. You know what I mean? Maybe, so it could come from both, like trying to control people and also this idea of karma. Because that's like, it's karmic, isn't it? That idea of hell or heaven. It's like, okay, in 2004 BC, you interfered with a child. Yeah, that's really bad. That's where you're on the cusp of hell now. But you did some charity. You did a charity run in Egypt.
Okay, 2 points off.
Okay, so we'll carry the 2. It's healthy. I'm sorry, sir. If you'd like, you can file a complaint.
How long does it take to process a complaint? I really don't want to go to hell.
It takes 2 billion years. 2 billion.
2 billion years. And what's my sentence in hell?
Infinity.
Okay, so I guess 2 billion years isn't long at all.
No. It'll feel long. God knows it'll feel quite a long time. But
is there anything I can do in the interim?
No. I'm sorry, you have no rights.
Thank you for your time.
Trap door opens.
I'm off to hell. Ah!
Hell will...
Kinky devil appears. You're mine, bitch.
I wonder what hell... Because mental pain is arguably worse than physical pain.
Yeah, I was thinking...
So hell, in reality, if it fucking existed, would more than likely be something that really fucked with your mind. Because you're not going to have a physical body anyway. So why would hell want to simulate you having a physical body? But now the physical body shit's done. You're dead. You're in hell. Now we're going to torture your fucking soul, bitch.
You're just an orb of energy.
Soul. Now, you think fucking getting your nails peeled out your fingers and toes and having shit stuck in your eyeballs is bad on earth.
Bamboos.
That's just
your fingernails.
That's nothing compared to what we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to fucking destroy your soul.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you these horrible... Convince you of these
You're
horrible
gonna think it's real.
ideas. Yeah.
Make you constantly live out horrible imagery. You know, as you feel like you're in it, you're alive.
Yeah.
Whether it's your family being killed in front of you, repeated all the fucking time.
Yeah, you're just constantly about to be murdered or something like that.
Yeah.
Just just always for
That's a horrible thought. That is much more powerful than physical pain. Because mental pain is really something that can destroy someone, even in day-to-day life. Depression, that can really destroy you.
Definitely. I like the idea of more subtle versions of hell. Like, people say it's just you alone on the earth.
Yeah.
There's just nothing else.
Can you imagine how horrible that would be?
Be absolutely awful. Or the worst has got to be a white room.
Oh my god.
With no boundaries. It just you can keep walking and it just stays the fucking same. Just white. There's just nothing.
Nothing in it.
That's hell.
That is hell. That's awful.
That would fucking be such a nightmare.
Oh, it would be, wouldn't it?
Because you'd have to come up with games in your head. You'd be like, right, I've got fucking potentially eternity of this.
Okay.
I'll just play Remember When I Fingered That Lass. I've remembered that 15 billion times now, and it's really boring. What else can I do?
Well, I did finger a second girl. I'll think of that.
Yeah, you'd start making things up oh god, I've been here for 20 billion years. Remember when I fingered that guy?
I once got told off in a nightclub for doing that to a girl.
Fingering a chick?
Yeah. This is, once again, an 18+ show. Remember that, kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bouncer just came over and said, you cannot finger the girls in the nightclubs, mate. I was just I was really humble. I just went there, okay, sorry, yeah, sure thing.
Never.
Craziest thing? Can't remember the girl. Can't remember her name. Can't remember her face.
So it mightn't have been a girl then.
I just remember it definitely was.
It's just a guy gets one.
Go on, deeper.
I just remember it was in Tub Palace in Newcastle.
Just finger banging the fucking
I was just
shit
finger
out of that
blasting the
person.
motherfucker out of that girl. Actually, I think it was more subtle. I'm a very giving lover. So.
Fingering's underrated.
It's a sport.
It's
a sport. It's an art form.
It's also quite aggressive, and I like it.
Can be.
It's like,
Can
look
be.
at the baller's grip. The baller's grip.
See, the point of this dirty talk is that you might be scared of death, so enjoy life while you can.
Precisely.
Enjoy it while you can.
Do as the Buddhists do. Live in the moment.
Because
that's all you can do.
yeah, now the only time that exists is now. That's the only time that exists. The future and the past don't exist apart from in the now when you're thinking about the future or the past.
Yeah.
They don't exist. The only time that exists is now. It's like watching something streaming online and you can't go back and you can't go forward. Like say a stupid advert on YouTube, you can't skip that fucker. You're just living in the moment. You got to go with it because it's not stopping. That's what it is. Can't go back in time. You can't change something that's done. It's done.
It's weird how that is a fucking for a fact law as well.
Yeah, it's just the law. We're recording this podcast. We can't go back and affect anything that we've said whilst recording this one. We would have to re-record a new one.
That's why it feels so shit when you fuck something up. Like when you drop something and smash it and you're like, fuck! Because you know for a fact you can't do anything about it. You're like, there is no fucking way I can just click rewind on the remote. Yeah. And then, I'll not put it on the edge of the fucking bench like an idiot then.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's done, and it is done forever. That act is done forever.
Yeah. Oh, if I had just put that there before I did that, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But you can't affect the future because it doesn't exist. And neither does the past. It's existed. The past has existed. The only time that exists is the present. And the future is always just the future. Mm-hmm. It's always ahead of time. You know, you don't know what's coming. You can plan ahead for, I've got the dentist next week, next Wednesday. Yeah, that's going to happen, but it doesn't exist until the present.
I would love to hear an alien's interpretation of time.
There is no time. Time is a man-made
Yeah,
concept.
if there was
Time
just,
doesn't
like-
exist. The planet just spins, and we just use that as the basis of basic time, day and night, and then we've added hours onto that.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist. The universe, I don't believe, has a time signature on it. It just is.
Yeah, it's just like something like... It's just a construct that our brains have been able to use.
Because we use it to help us
describe,
exist.
To describe the environment that we live in.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that thing that happened, we can learn from. That thing that might happen, we can prepare for.
Well, that happened in the 15th century. Okay, but the 15th century isn't really the 15th century. It's just a tag we put on it.
Yeah.
That's the 15th century it was from when we start time. Or whatever. But that's not actually the 15th century. We're just putting our ideas onto the planet, sort of thing. You know, the universe doesn't have a big clock in the sky. It's 5:15, guys. Get your dinner. You know, it's all human
But to
creativity.
Because you can only go on your experience, and in our experience, life seems to have a timeline of events
Yes.
ordered chronologically.
Yeah.
That's what the experience of life appears to be, whilst you're living it. And death is the end of that timeline.
Yes.
That experience just gets shut off. It's just like it started then and it ends then.
Yeah.
So you're this little fucking... You're just this little package in like an endless ocean of time. Like that makes it seem meaningless.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you mean nothing to the universe.
Yeah.
Just like that ant that you just squished your finger didn't mean anything to you. Yeah, that's the universe. What the universe thinks of you, but tenfold.
It's weird when you think of, you know, when you start thinking about your life as precious, like, you know what, the meaning of life is this, man, and I'm so precious, and I might go on existing forever in a different form and all that, and then you watch a fucking beheading video,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the fuck? Like, do they go from having their head chopped off to now all of a sudden exist in this parallel dimension?
Or are they just done and dusted?
Or is it just like, yep, done?
Is that it? Yeah, they've chopped your head off.
Like in the same
for
way we
horrible
think of
reason.
killing a pig.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, well, that pig's dead, pig's gone. Don't need to worry about the afterlife of the pig or anything. It's just gone. Maybe we are just fucking pigs like that. And just once you chop our heads off, we're done.
That's
Probably.
it. Game over. So I guess we've all got to get to grips with the fact that we're all going to die. There's nothing to fear because we don't know what's ahead of us.
Death has to exist in order for life to exist. Because if the laws that exist within this type of universe,
I don't know.
things that have a beginning have to have an end.
At which point do we become conscious?
Well, that's the thing. That's why I would always say, well, death is where you're most likely to get the higher level of consciousness, because you're separated from the confines of the physical body, physical universe.
When I die, I'll report back and let you know.
Because like ideas and stuff, ideas don't seem to be physical entities.
They're not. It's just, what is it? It's just a spark in the brain. Ah, yes. That's an idea.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
You don't-
maybe it's these ideas. Maybe it's like the shit that we use our brains to like conjure, like say dreams or memories. Maybe that does exist, but in a different dimension, a dimension that is outside of this physical universe that we live in, that our bodies live in. Maybe it's the consciousness, the brain creates the consciousness, but that spark is in a wormhole in a whole different fucking space altogether.
Very possible.
And if you separate from the physical through death, maybe it's that freeze, the dream consciousness,
Your mind's no longer suppressed. You can,
yeah. Like, oh, don't need to worry about food, water, reproduction.
I'm not tied down by the mortal flesh.
Like, oh fuck,
I don't need
I'm
sustenance.
just ideas. I'm just ideas, man.
Yeah.
I'm just ideas now.
I can do what I want across the universe. Da, 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 da. Silver Surfer style.
Like, oh fuck, I figured out the universe 15,000 times now. I
Yeah.
think I'll go back and live life as a dumb little human.
Oh shit! All these stars are other people. Fuck. What, you know, I don't know.
I've got to
I
say,
don't know how it all works.
I didn't believe in the idea of we're existing in this other realm, and then we decide, like we go, I'll try it, being a human again.
You can have two first class tickets, please. On the what's that? The Circle of Human Life. Yeah, I'd love to give that a go. 70+ years on average of strife and struggle.
Yeah,
We'll do that. Let's go for it.
You come back and you talk to your mate who was just waiting there, who it was just a blink of an eye to them from their perspective, but to you, 7 years. You come on and you go, well, I was raped. For fucking kick-off.
And then these assholes beheaded my fucking
Yeah,
ass.
they beheaded me. They made me listen to really shit music. I was not respected. It was awful. Well, let's do it again.
You come out of it like an adrenaline rush. Whoa!
That was awesome.
That was great. They called me Tom Cruise. I was fucking crazy.
I fell off a cliff. I broke my leg. It was awesome.
Imagine if life in that amazing dream sort of... So what would you call that? The other dimension.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was too perfect, that you had to dip into this human life just to get a bit of... a bit differentiation in your life. Just, okay, this is too easy. Give us a bit of strife for 70 years. Let's try to be a human. I need a break. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is too easy.
If it was like two souls talking to each other and one's like, Andrew, it's a good name of the kind, actually. We live in paradise for all eternity. It's amazing. We know everything there is to know about absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But I've got to reincarnate as a human because I gotta suck some cock. I can't help it.
Dude, if I don't get a cock, I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
This heaven shit?
Oh, I gotta get a cock. I hear they've got this girl on the Human Experience called Kate Upton. I gotta get a piece of that, Phil. I gotta get a piece of it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I set up my ticket to go to Earth, and I'm in her timeline for 7 months.
Oh, very good, very good.
So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to those 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be fucking her in that time.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Yeah, but then it ends badly, so... But at least I've got the experience, Phil. What the fuck is life? What is life? What is life? What is it?
Yeah, afterwards, if you do, just talk to people that you lived during their timelines, like your friends, your family and stuff, and afterwards, he's all just like swap stories like, yeah, man! Like, as if there was no judgment afterwards. If you just start telling them what you really did. Yeah, you didn't even know, man. I sexually abused a young boy. You didn't know about that, did you? Oh, I fucking ruined somebody's life, man. They'd be like, oh yeah, man, I murdered someone, man.
You got away with that?
I murdered someone. I buried them in the forest. It was crazy, man. I fucking set lights to the body and that.
That's
it was mental, man. And other people are just like, oh, I didn't do nothing like that.
I sat in my room and then
Reincarnate him. Don't let him come back to heaven until he's killed somebody.
He's got to live life to its fullest. So that...
So who did he kill? Like, people are waiting for you. So did he kill anybody? Did he kill anybody?
It was a guy called Bob.
Like, I got into Buddhism. I lived in the moment. I was... You know, I had respect for all living creatures. Oh, you fucking idiot. That's not what life...
fucking ass.
This is the new Earth as well. This is Earth 2.0.
Get in there.
You can't just
do
go
something
there.
monumental.
Yeah, you can't just go down to Earth, live a human life, and not tear shit up, man. Why do you think the planet's fucked? Why do you think there's loads of nuclear weapons? Because
they're toys. They're toys for you to play with.
The experience is to go in there and be a total dick. Oh, you idiot.
You ruined it.
You should have went to fucking Mars.
I didn't think,
2 million
dude. I
years
didn't
ago.
think to go, man.
Yeah. You should have went to Alpha Centauri and lived there. That's where they do that simulation.
Yeah.
If different planets were just like different
The aliens,
simulations.
man, they're just Easter eggs in your experience. So don't be afraid to die. Don't be afraid to die.
And don't anyone make any fucking little sound bites of what appeared to be confessions there.
Yeah. And don't listen to what Phil says. Don't kill anybody.
No, that was all hypothetical.
Or anything else.
I do not condone killing.
Not at all. If you watch this, I've always got the same sort of spiel at the end. If you watch this on YouTube and you want to listen to it on the move, go on to iTunes and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Rate, review it on there. And if you're listening to this and you want to watch it for an added experience, maybe some Easter eggs, I don't know.
There's one right there.
Go on to YouTube, type in 2 Guys 1 Garage Podcast, subscribe to the channel and watch the videos at your leisure, as they say in America. The word is leisure, but they say leisure.
Leisure time.
Take your vitamins. The word is vitamins.
Tomatoes?
Have you got any of that parsley or other herbs? It's herbs.
That's weird how they call them herbs.
There's an H there. It's not a silent H, it's an H. If any Americans listening to this, what do you think? How do you pronounce it? Is it herbs or herbs?
Yeah, and feel free to shit on us for how we pronounce stuff.
Yeah,
for example,
do it.
Water.
Water.
Yeah, water.
I do wish I was American.
Water, you dumb fuck.
When I come back from
back
being
as
in the
a
other
guy.
dimension, I'm going to come back as an American. Yeah.
Shit, now you got me thinking, what the fuck do I want to come back as?
Some sort of drug lord in Central America, or...
Yes.
Yes, or a Viking.
Specifically
A Viking back in, what, the 16th century? No. When were the Vikings around? The 12th? No, Saxons. It'd be the 10th or 11th century, wouldn't it, the Vikings? It was around about the same time as the Saxons, wasn't it?
Yeah, because at one point they all fucking fight each other.
Yeah, kick each other's assholes. Right.
King Harold.
I believe this is episode 57. Or is it 58? Because of the Jurassic World review. I'll work it out, I'm not sure. Anyway, until next time, we have been your hosts for this crazy dabble into the realm of death.
Lord Philip James Brooks of Cramlingtonshire.
And Dr. Dave. Just Dr. Dave.
Dr. Dave.
Dr. Dave.
Sound like a radio DJ. Dr. Dave.
Dr. Dave spinning the turntables there. What do you want next? We got a bit of Fleetwood Mac. No, we don't, because they fucking cancelled Manchester. I was going to see Fleetwood Mac in Manchester, and guess what? Halfway down there, we cancel on your ass. Thanks, Fleetwood Mac. I'll never see you again now because you're getting too old.
Yeah, we just decided we didn't want to do Manchester anymore. It's not the kind of city that really resonates with us.
We heard one of the hosts of Two Guys One's Garage was coming. We don't associate with those fucking assholes.
They're pieces of shit.
Yeah, and if any other podcasters listen to this, I'd love to somehow, I don't know, maybe work together on something. If possible.
Share some ideas.
You know, maybe get some podcasters on the show. Just, I don't know, just branching out, aren't we?
We'll fly in.
We'll fly you in, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We've got a big budget.
Yeah. We'll get some...
the sponsorship deals.
We'll get a dodgy white van man to come and pick you up. Get in the van.
Get in the van now.
Get in the fucking van. Anyway, until next time. Goodbye.
Sure. The following podcast is for adults, not children. So get those fucking assholes out of the room, because they gotta leave.
There's one fear above all else that every human probably has or has had. It's the fear of death. It's the fear of death. Episode 57. This is Two Guys, One Garage. As always, you're in the company of David,
Phil,
and Phil, and we're going to talk about the fear of death. Scared to die, Phil?
Yeah, definitely. Shit scared.
Shit scared.
Went through a stage of being absolutely terrified as a kid, like 12. I think I mentioned it on here before, like just when it hits you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what if you don't experience anything ever again?
Mm-hmm.
And then I start to not really give a shit as much and think like, well, fuck it, that's just the reality. Everything that lives dies.
Yep. Everything
that dies has lived. And I wasn't like, maybe we feel that in our minds subconsciously because our bodies don't want to die. So maybe that makes us as conscious beings feel like, oh, well, my body doesn't want to die, so therefore I don't want to die.
Yeah.
Since they're both like linked. Because like, you think of humans being the only creature that like truly skitters about dying, but animals obviously like their bodies do, and if they had minds that were capable of conceiving like big concepts like we are, then they would probably be the same. They'd probably be like, fuck, I don't want to die, man. I got a fucking little, I don't know, I got a school of fish to raise here. I can't go off dying.
I can't die yet. You can't kill me. What do you believe death is?
What it looks like, what it appears to be, is like just a recycling process. Everything, so far as we know, is impermanent. Everything. Nothing seems to last forever, at least from what we've like recorded. And if something's had a beginning, i.e. the universe, it's fair to assume that it would have an end. You know, because everything else we experience too, like bummed out about it. But now, knowing that I'm now an important fucking character in somebody's life, in an upcoming life, i.e. little baby boy, now it's like, oh shit, I hope nothing happens to me. I'm skitzing out these days. I'm like, I get random pains from like working out, and I'm like, fuck, what if that's like a blood clot and it comes to me heart and I die? And my son grows up without a dad.
Yeah.
So I'm fucking shit scared of dying now, just for my son. So I'm terrified of it.
Well, that's a legitimate reason.
Yeah.
It's not anything selfish. I mean, I suppose the fear of death, you're allowed to be a bit selfish, but that's sort of like that's because you've got a child coming into the world, isn't it?
It's like totally changed me perspective.
Mhm.
Because you've got a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
It's also weird to think that, like, oh, that thing that I've created is going to die. I've created a death.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. You've made something destined to die.
Yeah, give something a death sentence by creating it.
Mhm. That's one of the only
drawbacks to having a child. You got to kill them, and you've got to kill them.
Yeah, you gotta kill your
Sacrifice
child.
them to the god.
That's one of the only sureties in life, though, isn't it? Death. You're definitely gonna die.
Right.
You can't not die.
That's a fact. That's a total fact.
It's gonna happen. You're gonna die.
It's pretty much the only thing that you can be 100% certain of.
Yeah.
Yet, we're all fucking terrified of it.
Yeah, everybody's scared to die, but everybody is going to die.
It's weird, isn't it? Like,
So we should all come to terms with the fact that yes, we're gonna die, but it's not just you that's gonna die. Oh, poor you. We're all gonna die. We're gonna die. You're gonna die.
maybe
Everybody's gonna die.
Maybe it's the you know how your body just doesn't want to die. Obviously, like your body does its best to keep itself alive through all the mini processes that go on, like with your immune system and everything. Your body is constantly working to keep you alive. Like, right, let's make sure the lungs are fucking breathing. Let's make sure the metabolism is revved up. Let's make sure food is digesting, and let's make sure proteins are creating new cells and whatever the hell happens there. But then we're all fucking like, and then maybe it's that like transmits into the mind. So it has a beginning, has an end. And what it seems like the universe does is it just funnels like matter into different zones and takes it apart and spreads it out, and then that becomes new shit. And
So reincarnation. Do you think it's possible?
yeah,
So you think that it's possible for you to somehow come back, however many years down the line, or even seconds, I guess, because if we're all made of stardust and the universe is just a giant living entity of sorts, maybe you will just snap back into consciousness in another form, whether you come back as another human from a different continent. You might come back as somebody from Costa Rica, or I don't know, maybe you'll come back as some sort of funnel web spider, maybe you'll come back as an owl, maybe you'll come back as a blade of grass. Well, not a blade, but a shoot of grass. Maybe the universe will bring you back in some sort of different matter, not the matter that you're necessarily as now in your human spacesuit,